Yes, guys, and welcome back to We Are Tottenham TV for yet another pre-match pump-up. Tottenham are playing. That means we are here. Absolutely love it. Of course, kickoff is at midday, and Ben and Sim will be doing a watch-along for it as well, so hopefully you can all join. Of course, we are joined by Daigle and Bob Spur, the regulars, and we have Marlon with us as well today. Daigle, how are you, brother?
It's 5:30 a.m. I've had a coffee. I am good and raring to go. So let's do this. How are you, David, brother?
Yeah, look, I'm absolutely buzzing, absolutely buzzing. No better day than match day, Daigle. No better day. You know that, my man. Bob,
Correct.
how are you keeping, my man?
Yeah, all good, mate. All good. Looking forward to another game. Football's definitely feels like it's back. So, yeah, on to the next one. Hoping to take some more stuff away from the game.
Hopefully, hopefully. And Marlon, how are you keeping, my man?
Big up.
I'm good, thanks. I'm good. Hi to everyone in the chat, everyone out there. But yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Football is back, as everyone has said. It's great. Once football's back, we've got something to talk about again.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's hard to get by the summer, but we've made it. We've made it. Football is here. And guys, we are here to build up to the game as Tottenham take on Sevilla. Of course, kickoff is at midday. You can watch the game on Spurs Play. But make sure you join the boys here for the watch along. A bit of team news, basically. Of course, all the other players that were left at home, but Fraser Forster and Yves Bissouma still out with COVID. Ben Davies and Dejan Kulusevski set to return. And Ivan Perisic might play a few minutes. It'd be interesting to see what happens there. Conte not really clearing that up, but he did say Son is set to start as well. So it'd be interesting to see if Conte goes with a strong lineup this time from the off. It'd be very interesting to see everybody while we have a good discussion on today's game, and we will be going through the lineups as soon as they come out live. Smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and feel free at any time to stop us or even get involved with us and throw in a super chat with your thoughts and opinions. It basically highlights the comment, and we will get straight to it. I mean, Daigle, do you think Sevilla represent a step up in quality, a tougher task ahead? And do you think, we can actually take stuff from this game, or do you still think it's too early? It's still pre-season.
Obviously, it's going to be a lot more of a competitive game. So I think the Spanish League kicks off around the same time as us. They'll want to get their fitness and their pre-season underway as well. So I think it's going to be a lot more challenging game. I think the quality of the game will go up a level, with no offence to the K-League team. And yeah, today you can start taking away from things. Obviously, they've had a bit more training time. They've got used to the country and the time zone they're in. So I think it will be a lot to take from. But like I said, the main ones I'm taking from are Rangers and Roma. But I think this game today, Conte will seriously start saying, right, this is where this starts to take a lot of importance.
Yeah, 100%. I think, look, for me, I'm taking stuff from the last game, regardless whether people tell me to or not. I think some of the defending was absolutely woeful, if I'm being God honest with people. Bob, I mean, what's your thoughts heading into today's game, my man?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, and I think Kuva mentioned it quite a bit as well. As fans, I know Brian doesn't look into the games as much, and it is a friendly, let's be honest. But Conte will be. Yeah. He's going to be looking at poor performances. The likes of a Sonny, a Kane don't have to prove anything, and I'm sure we'll go into specific players later. But Conte's looking out for improvement, players, mentality, physicality as well. So I'm sure Conte wants to take away as many positives as possible from a Korean trip.
Yeah, 100%. I could not agree more, Bob. And Marlon, what's your thoughts heading into the game, brother?
Friendlies are not friendlies. For me, you've got to be proving your stuff straight away. There's no, we've got less than 4 weeks of the season, to get into now. And today is a big test with Seville. They've got a few players missing themselves. They haven't really got defense at the moment. But it's a case of our defense especially need to prove themselves today, especially after the shambolic show on the other day. They need to show us that actually they are going to be good enough for a Champions League team next year, because the mistakes they were making the other day were not fitness issues. They were general football issues, and that's the only thing. So hopefully today we'll see a totally different mentality going into the game.
100%. And do you know what winds me up about the last game, boys, is that so many people are saying to me, it's first game of pre-season. You can't take anything from it. But we're pretending that these mistakes weren't there last season, the season before that, and the season before that. And we're just trying to put it down to one pre-season. I get we've had a great transfer window. I get everything is nice and rosy here, and everyone should be happy, 100%. But at the end of the day, the defending is shambolic between Dyer and Sanchez, and the mistakes have been there throughout the whole career at Tottenham. It's not just like it was a fitness issue in his first game of pre-season. It was absolutely shambolic. And I just fear when it matters most, one of them guys will cost us because one of them will be playing. And that's why I want to see better from these guys today, or else even potentially the club bringing in an upgrade. But Daigle, Dyer and Sanchez, they have been splitting an opinion. With many, like me, calling the club to bring in another centre back, but also many others saying it's only pre-season. Dave, calm down, relax. Brian, where do you stand on it? Do you think Conte would be concerned by their woeful defending, or do you agree with other people where it's just like, look, it's just a fitness exercise?
Okay, so I can see both sides of the story or arguments. I really can. I was on your channel, David, with Jack a couple of days ago, and I was saying I am a fan of Sanchez. And when I say a fan, I'm not like, oh my God, he's brilliant. He's the best thing since sliced bread. I've said before, when Sanchez comes in, he's a weird player. When he comes in and he has to come in little bursts, he does a job for us. Like the first 3 games of the season, 3 clean sheets. When Romero was out, 3 clean sheets. It's for some reason, whereas other players need a run of games to get into their stride, Sanchez starts on his stride, and then the more he plays, he goes backwards. So for Sanchez to be like, they both need upgrading. Don't get me wrong. Dyer and Sanchez, I believe, both need upgrading. Do I think they're the main people that need upgrading, like immediately? Sanchez maybe, Dyer not so much. But Sanchez, if he comes in and it's fits and spurts, you got to remember we've got 5 subs this season. You got to remember it's a grueling and World Cup, blah blah blah. So. Is he a major need for upgrade? I don't see it as major, but I do think he needs upgrading. Dyer, Dyer's a tricky one for me because, yes, you got to remember a couple of seasons ago, he would make mistakes left, right, and centre, and it'd be like, oh, here we go. Last season, apart from the own goal at Newcastle and the Brighton goal at the end of the season, yes, he's made mistakes. People make mistakes. I think Dyer's get highlighted very, very easily. And what we got to remember with Dyer is, I think Spurs' defence last season, the hardest time for the defence was when Dyer was out, not Romero. When Dyer was out, we lost that line, that coordination, that the chat, the conversation, so the leadership. So yes, they both need upgrading, but I think some of the criticism they get is just a little bit harsh. But I do agree they both need upgrading.
Do you know what? I think some of the backing they get is a little bit harsh, if I'm being honest, Daigle. I don't mean to say this to be controversial, but people say, oh, Sanchez was playing on the left side of centre-back, he's doomed to fail. The only thing that changes at the left is the foot he kicks the ball with, which is the left, which is his natural foot. The defending aspect of the game still stays the same. But look, it's not about me. It's about you guys. So, Bob, I mean, what's your opinion on the whole Sanchez and Dyer thing? I do look, Dyer, regardless if we bring in someone else, he will be kept around. But are you concerned about the defending from the last game, Bob?
First of all, you're right, Dave. It's all about me. I mean, I don't mind Sanchez. I don't have posters of him on my bedroom wall like Daigle does. But it's
How?
I think. I mean, it's a fine line. I don't think the K-League game would have had any effect on what the starting 11 is going to be against Southampton. But Conte will be looking at performances. We did the pre-match prior to that game, and I said a few kind words about Sanchez. All of us as Spurs fans, we all want our players to do well. Be it Sanchez, be it Dyer, be it Winks, be it anyone. We all want them to be the best footballer on the pitch when they pull on our jersey. And anyone who says they don't, they're bullshitting. But like you say, Dave, you always hope they come out the other end and they start performing well. Sanchez, I'm sorry, I don't agree with this whole narrative. If you're playing on the left side of centre-back, you need to be left-footed. I don't agree with that. If you're good enough, you'll play anywhere in defence. So that's a poor argument. He was poor. He had a shit game. There's wanting our players to do well is one thing, but not calling them out if they're shit you're living in denial. He was shit. Dyer had a brilliant goal, absolutely fantastic. Oh, what a goal. But it wasn't at his best. It was nothing like some of the solid defensive performances he put in last season. But the caveat is, yes, you do need to look into the fact that it was the first game of a pre-season, but they need to improve. Every single player, we'll go into other players later, but every single player needs to improve. And Conte needs to take away more positives than negatives. Unfortunately, when it comes to our defending, there was more negatives in that game against K-League than positives. And that's a fact.
Completely.
And the thing is, it's like, we're not sitting here picking on these players, but at the end of the day, like, it's okay to call a spade a spade. Like, you don't have to shy away from criticizing them when it's due, especially when you're seeing performances like that. I mean, Dyer in no man's land for the cross also doesn't get out and close down. I think it was their third goal quick enough. You know, Sanchez going for a cross with his foot when he should be going with his head. It's just awful all round. I mean, Marlon, what's your thoughts? Do you think I am being a bit harsh, or, you know, what's your thoughts?
So I'm 50-50. Like, the thing about Sanchez playing on the left, I kind of disagree with you both, because if you look at when Romero moved centre-back last season in those two games, he was awful, because he doesn't think that way. So for me, Sanchez, when he's playing on the right, he's a bit more comfortable. And I do agree with Bob. If you're a good defender, you can play anywhere. But at the end of the day, Sanchez is not a good defender. He's got the third position in the Premier League.
What's he doing at my club?
Because at the end of the day, as Daigle said, Sanchez is one of them players that can come in, play 3 or 4 games, do a job, but if he keeps having a run of games, it all suddenly starts going wrong. Now, the Dyer situation, Daigle mentioned something earlier and said, do you remember the 2 games that, the games that he was missing? So Dyer last year missed 3 games, Leicester away, Wolves at home, and Southampton. So the biggest mistake out of that is that Romero played centre-back and got caught in no man's land for those 2. But Leicester, totally different. Yeah, we won the game, we conceded 2, but totally different. But at the end of the day, Dyer played against Mora and he played against Middlesbrough, and we were still awful. So the narrative of that, Dyer improved in himself last year, but it doesn't make him that he was a Champions League quality defender. And that's my issue with Dyer. He's still making the same mistakes. And the Man United game is a big example of where Dyer is wrong, because he allowed Ronaldo to score the hat-trick. And let's be honest, his marking for it was terrible. It's the same old Dyer that we've been used to over the years. For me, Dyer is not the central defender that we need to upgrade him, because he's in a very important position for Spurs now, because he's that centre and he's the one who's got to dictate. And I think there are better players out there, especially overseas players, because that's the other thing we've got to remember. Dyer's taken an overseas spot. He's not taken a homegrown spot. Yeah. So is there better overseas players that can take his spot out in Europe somewhere? Yes. So Sanchez for me is a bit different, because he's not starting. Sanchez is not starting every week. He's not going to come in and everyone's going, Sanchez, but Dyer is, and there's a difference. And out the 2, I prefer Ben Davies. I thought Ben Davies' performances were a lot better when he came in than what Dyer's was. And Dyer played most of the season. So that's my only thing with that.
Marlon, just a question for you, and I hope you don't mind, David. It will be a quick one. First of all, I mean, Brighton at home, prime example as well. Dyer was at fault for that as well. But it's quite clear we're looking for that left-sided centre-back. Longley might come in and take that berth from Ben Davies. But do you think Conte is going to be comfortable having Romero alongside 2 new centre-backs if a fast start is important? Or does he keep a Ben Davies and Dyer, either a Ben Davies or a Dyer in that back 3, just so there is some form of consistency from last season?
Yeah, you're probably right. And looking, the short term of it, we probably can't go with 2 new centre backs next to Romero. But at the same time, if I had to pick out the 2 who I prefer to keep, I'd probably say Ben Davies.
I agree with you.
Because I think he plays there for Wales, and he's done a very good job there for Wales. And when he came in for us, a lot of people were surprised, but unless you watch Wales, you'd see that Ben Davies was good enough to actually take that role. And again, would he be good enough to play in the Champions League in it? I'm not entirely sure. He's played in the biggest competitions internationally where Dyer hasn't, right? And there's a reason why Dyer don't get picked for England defensively. And people may argue, but there's so many faults with Dyer that he needs to improve on, and he hasn't. And that's the thing. He's just because he got played in a position where he got covered last year by when Romero and Sanchez were next to him and when Ben Davies came in, it made him look better. But when you think about it, the game against K-League, they're not, like I said earlier, they're not fitness issues. They are literally football, having a football brain. And again, people will moan at Sanchez for not having a football brain, but Dyer gets away with it. Yeah. So it's a 50-50 split there.
No, look, I think you hit the nail on the head when you were talking about the inconsistency, and ultimately that's what's going to cost us. Dyer dropping off the best striker, one of the best strikers of the football and world football. It's just absolute brain dead. It's brain dead. And just want to take this comment here, Harry. We're not moaning. What we're doing here is it's constructive criticism, my man. At the end of the day, we're here to talk about the last game and about the game coming up. If people don't want me to talk about Sanchez and Dyer, then email them and tell them to start performing. And then we won't have to sit here and talk about them. Don't blame me, blame them. That's what I say. You're looking at the wrong person to blame. Ali from the lane says, let's be honest, guys, as good as they have done, we're just making do with Dyer and Davies and Sanchez. Exactly my point, my man. Exactly my point with these guys. It's a makeshift defense. Yes, some unbelievable, a very good season by Eric Dyer last season, but can we improve? Yes. Should we stop looking to improve on that position? No. At the end of the day, I want trophies, and somewhere along the line, if we do have a good season under Conte and we are challenged for a league or a cup, Dyer or Sanchez will have to play, and they'll probably end up costing us because of their inconsistency in switching off, and that's why it concerns me. But we'll now park that. And we'll move on to keep a lot more people happy, because there's for some reason they don't like having constructive conversations on Dyer and Sanchez. So we'll move on to maybe a bit of news that have been out the last couple of days before we get the lineups when they are out. And we'll start with Jed Spence. Of course, Tottenham Jed Spence is a Tottenham player. Haven't officially got the club announcement, but there were behind-the-scene images floating around yesterday of him doing some of the media stuff and whatever else. Brian, are you happy with the signing of Jed Spence? Can the Jedi become a real force?
Bob, so like I saw what you did there. Very good. I'm not even a Star Wars fan, and I saw what you did there. But so yeah, listen, Jed Spence, I've been speaking about this quite a lot. Obviously, I think he's going to turn into a terrific player for us. I really do. Like in a year or two, I think he's going to be sensational. I just didn't think or feel that he may be ready for this season to go. I really didn't. And then I don't know where I saw this. And yesterday, I saw a comment. It might have been a comment on We Are Tottenham TV's a YouTube comment after the live stream, or one of the ones they broke down. And it's really ignited my feeling that maybe he could do it immediately. When people were talking, someone left a comment saying, do you know what? Look what Conte did with Victor Moses at Chelsea, who was he had Premiership experience, but he was a right winger or a midfielder or a left winger. And when he went back to the back three, he gave Victor Moses a brand new position that he did not play in for Palace. He had not played in for Chelsea. And look what he turned him into. All right, Chelsea had another 10 players that were world-class that could do the job. But until I heard that link or that kind of connection, like look what he did with Victor Moses, Ben has been saying, when I've been speaking to Ben, that he thinks he's ready for the now. And there's been a few people that think he's ready for the now, and some that think he's not ready, like I was. But after reading that comment about and realising what Conte did with Victor Moses, I've kind of jumped right on board with this. I really have. And he's going to get most of pre-season out of him. All right, he's missed the beginning of July, but he's going to be back with him very shortly. I've got a feeling this could be a masterstroke. So I've gone ultra positive with this one. After hearing that great comment about Victor Moses, I've gone ultra confident about this signing. I think Conte could do something with him. I really do now.
Yeah, look, do you know what? I'll be honest with you. I'm very surprised that you're 100% behind this signing, Dagan. I thought maybe you would have been looking for a bit more experience in that position. So, look, that's great to hear. I'm on for it because I love the Jedi. I think he offers something that we don't have at right wing back, which is someone that will actually beat his man, a bit of ball carrying ability in him. So it'll be interesting to see what he can produce. I mean, Bob, what's your thoughts on Jedi?
Well, will he, won't he? The suspense is finally over. I've been waiting 3 months to say that. Brian knows my thoughts on transfers. If they're a hit or a miss, it's all hindsight. We just don't know. We were all jizzing over Ndombele when he first came in, and we know how that turned out. I'll take on board what Bryce said about Victor Moses, one player in a long line, many years that he improved, and it's down to Moses as well as Conte, as much as Conte, for him to be a success there. Every player is a risk. Whoever we buy, a Perisic, regardless of his vast experience, is a risk. It's up to Paratici and his team to limit that risk. And if they've done their homework and Spence is that person, Conte's spoken about him indirectly and said he'd be a good asset to the team, then brilliant. For me, from the outsider, yes, I would have preferred someone in a bit more with experience, but we've got that in Doherty. I'm not mentioning Emerson in that conversation because
you've already mentioned them.
I know. But we all hope. I certainly hope, and I've always said that I hope Emerson turns out to be the best right wing back in the world. If Spence can do that, then brilliant. In Conte, I trust Conte right now more than I trust Spence. But I suppose it goes hand in hand. If I trust Conte, and I'm sure Spence will become a star. For me, the risk is higher of Spence not coming through as a brilliant player than what it is for a Perisic or a Basuma. But I hope I'm totally wrong. There's a player in there somewhere, obviously.
Yeah. Look, it is a gamble. You are right. It is a gamble, but at the end of the day, every player is a gamble. And Conte is the wing back whisperer, so hopefully he can work his magic with the Jedi. I mean, Marlon, are you happy with this signing? What do you think he'll be able to bring to this Tottenham team that maybe we don't already have?
Well, I was listening to the Nottingham Forest fan yesterday that was talking on WeAreTottenhamTV, and I was sitting on the fence. But after actually listening to him, I started to get a bit excited about the signing and realize he's going to be giving us. He basically said he weren't the best crosser, but he gets in the best positions. He can shoot. He can do this. He's quite quick. He's probably the Royale version we were expecting already. So for me, it's a 12 million now. I'm thinking it's a win-win situation for Spurs. If it doesn't work out, we can sell him back to the Championship where it might be his level, or he's going to turn out to be the next Cole Walker. So I was listening to Neil Warnock talk about him as well, and he basically said he'll either be playing for Bromley or be playing for a Premier League club. It all depends on him. And obviously, Steve Cooper got the best out of him last year. And I'm just thinking, it's Conte here. If this is a big step for him. This is a big change. If he can't play for Conte, that's it. He's done in the Premier League. So it's down to him. And personally, I think I'm good with the situation now. I probably did at the beginning want a better right back, but at the same time I'm like he could be something. He could be promising, and he's to see. Actually, I want to see him in the Champions League up against the best. Right, that's where he's gonna learn. Right, and learn to be a Premier League footballer as well. So it'd be very interesting. Say we did get a Paris Saint-Germain, say in the competition, and he's up against Messi. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be really interesting. But excited about it now. For me, there's only one position that we really need to start. We need to pay big money for, but we won't get into that. But Jed Spence, welcome to Spurs. We will be behind you.
I'll say it, Marlon, you don't want to get in trouble. Marlon means centre back for all you people out there. I will not let it go. I'll hang on to that till I die.
I think it was hilarious, Dave, that there was pictures of AJ Tracy with Paratici and Conte yesterday. I was like, oh my God, Spencer's there. Spencer's already there. In Korea.
That's hilarious. I'm just going to check on the lineup, guys. Just give me 1 second.
I'm checking as well, mate.
All right, Bob's on it. Brilliant.
Nothing there yet.
Nothing yet. Okay. Michael Crew, big yourself up, brother. New YouTube member. Make sure you get yourself on the post-match fan show with Benji and Sim and have your say on the game, brother. Big yourself up, Michael. And then we also have one from Leo Coys, 1882. He says, big up you guys. Much love from Denver, Colorado, and Colorado Spurs. 4 a.m. here, my man. The commitment is absolutely incredible. Hopefully, you have a day off. You don't have to go to work after the game. But big up all the Colorado Spurs out there, all the USA Spurs. In fact, big up Spurs fans worldwide, because game day is what we bloody live for, and it is here. Big up. Leo, Bob, any words on that lineup yet?
Not yet, mate. I'm checking, and soon.
They're slow today. Very, very slow today. So until we get the lineups, maybe we'll talk about the new kit that was released, the away jersey. For me, as soon as I seen it, I text Jack. I says, when you purchase this, does this come with a snorkel and flippers? Because for me, I think it looks like a wetsuit. I'll be honest, I really do not like it. But Dago, what is your thoughts on the new away jersey?
I'll keep it quick because I think people are saying the team news is out. So it's horrific. It's disgusting. And I don't know if it's me being old school. I hate that the cockerel isn't on the heart. I hate that it's in the centre. For me, that cockerel always has to be on the chest. But it may be a sign that I'm getting old and I'm not down with it anymore. And I can't rock the kits. Let's put it this way. Thankfully, Nike are making it very easy for me not to buy anything from Spurs. Let's put it that way.
Do you want the starting lineup, guys?
Yeah, if you can, because it's not out on the Tottenham Hotspur page, which is odd.
No, but Alistair Gold obviously gets to right. Non-officially, but pretty much officially. Lloris, Romero, Dyer, Sanchez, Lucas, Skip, Højbjerg, Sessegnon. No, that's not right. That can't be right. No, still wait, guys, because he's put Lucas in twice. So there's nothing on the official. We'll wait for the official.
Okay.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Okay.
No.
No worries. We will wait for the official to see what happens. Hopefully, it's a.
No, I've got it. Okay. Lloris, Lucas looks like he'd be playing right wing back. Romero, Dyer, Sanchez, Sessegnon left wing back. Skip, Richarlison, Son, and Kane, and that's officially from my best mate Richarlison. Sent to me via.
Sorry, go through that again one more time, Bob.
So Lloris in goal. Lucas and Sessegnon right wing back and left wing back.
Yeah.
Romero, Dyer, and Sanchez in defence. Højbjerg and Skip in centre midfield. Richarlison, Sonny, and Kane up front.
Interesting. It looks like he's gone for it. It looks like he's really gone for the strong lineup. I mean, look, we'll get into talking about Richarlison, seeing him up there alongside Kane and Son. I mean, Brian, are you happy to see the way Conte's using him so far out in career? Because if you remember the last game, he put him up there, more or less on his own with Lucas and Gillis for supporting that. So are you happy? Are you happy with how Conte is using him? How do you think he'll get on with Kane and Son? Can you hear me?
Who are you talking to?
You, Dagan, you.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking. I answered about the Spurs game. Sorry, I thought you were talking. Sorry, my bad, brother. Yeah, listen, Richarlison's first game, I was quite impressed with him. He had a bit of a heavy touch at times, but some of the things he did look really, really good and promising. Seeing him across the front line as we did in the first game is let's face it, that's what he's been brought in to do. He will be coming on, and he's a player that can play across that front line. So seeing him play in those three positions was great. But now seeing him have a consistent amount of time with the big two, that's going to be very, very interesting, especially with Mora hanging or burning down that right wing back. I think there'll be a lot more going down our right side in this game because of his pace and his athleticism and stamina. So I think it'll be a very, very, very busy time for the Sevilla defence, and I think it's going to be very, very hard to combat them because there's so much flexibility, and especially Son and Richarlison being able to switch over on the flanks, and Harry even dropping deep and making a front two. So this front three has a lot of possibilities and a lot of rotation, so it should be interesting to see.
Yeah, it will be very, very interesting to see. I mean, Bob, he's your best friend. Richarlison, he seems to be, it looks like he'd be playing on the right-hand side, linking up with Lucas Moura again at right wing-back. And Lucas Moura played right wing-back against the K-League 11. How do you think he got on?
Yeah, again, perspective, isn't it? He had a good game. He was our best right wing back on the pitch that day. Same could be said about Harvey White being our best left wing back when he came on for the last 30 odd minutes. It'd be interesting, man. It'd be interesting. And like I say, Conte will be looking at that. Lucas has another good game. Who's to say he won't start against Rangers? He has another good game against Rangers, Roma. And then obviously Southampton comes into the mix. So, and that's from left field, isn't it? I don't think there's been any form of conversation with regards to Lucas playing a right wing back. A lot of Kulusevski talk to a right wing back, but no one thought that could be a possibility. Who knows? Maybe that's the next Moses that comes from. But with regards to Richarlison, or as I like to call him, Richie, he'll be fine, man. It'd be interesting to see him play up front with two of the best strikers in the world. And I mean, the fact we've got options such as Richarlison and Kulusevski just says absolutely wonders for the team we've got right now. And I'm sure Conte will be looking for another good performance and hopefully a goal from my mate Richie.
He was so close the other day. Could have had two on another day, so close. Big up Killian, my man. Yeah, Ireland did beat the All Blacks. What a result. And the team is on the light, is running along on the banner underneath. Big up, my man. I hope you're keeping well. Long time no see. And Marlon, I mean, Bob says there, Lucas could be the next Moses. Do you see that potential? Do you think right wing back could actually work for someone like Lucas Moura, who's a good ball carrier?
Well, everyone was kind of suggesting that last season when we all kind of got sick and tired of Royale and Doherty got injured, and it was like, can we put Lucas Moura there? And he's got the pace. He's not the greatest crosser either, but he's a bit more intelligent than Royale. So yeah, he could be. And with his going into his last season of his contract this year, it might be a position that he might make his own. But we'll see. We'll see in this game today and see how we can get on, because you know what Lucas Moura is like. One game he'd be great, the next game he'd be completely awful. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how he does today. And it's against a decent team as well. Sevilla, no mugs. So it'd be very, very interesting. But I'm really looking forward to seeing Richarlison actually starting that front three. I think Bob persuaded me weeks ago that Richarlison was going to be a good signing. But Richarlison's performance against the K-League was a typical fitness issue and bedding into a new team. That's the difference. He was making those runs. He was still being an intelligent footballer. But things were just bouncing off him. So, I'm looking more and more forward every time I see him that actually Richarlison's going to fit in very well into whatever system we kind of play this year. And the fact he can play up top is going to be an absolute godsend for us. So, really looking forward to him. And Harvey White, I think, is going to be he's going to come in this year. I think we can all see it. He's so good. And I
think what you say about Lucas as well, Marlon. One thing we've said throughout pre-season and since the end of last season is creativity needs to come from our wing back, certainly in a Conte system. And if there's one thing that we do worry about when it comes to Lucas, there's no issues with regards to his intensity, his give of 100%, his dribbling, his stamina. But we've always said one thing that lets him down is his crossing and creativity from that wing back position, and he's probably more suited as a number 10. Playing at right wing back, I don't know, how would he get that bow to his string? String to his bow, we don't know.
Do you know what? With Lucas, it's an interesting one because he's got the ability to beat 3-4 players and get us up the pitch. There's no denying that, but it's what he does when he gets into them sort of areas. Now, if he can do that and just give it to someone like a Kulusevski or Son or a Kane or even Richarlison, whoever's up there, do the hard work and then just give it off and let them do the creativity, I think he'll be fine. I actually think right wing back might just suit Lucas Moura, I do have that feeling that might just suit him. Let's wait and see what he brings. Actually, Dave, we'll get your quick thoughts on it as well. Lucas Moura, right wing back. I mean, do you think it could work out? Do you think he has all the attributes to play there?
Well, there's two things. There's a reason why, and I'm going to show my age here now. Bob will know what I'm about to say. I have a nickname for him, which is he's the Brazilian Darren Huckabee. He literally just puts his head down and runs, and God knows where he's going. But wouldn't that just be typical? We've been looking for a right back for goddamn ages. We go and buy one that's been sorted yesterday, and all of a sudden Lucas is the right wing back, and we'll have 4 of the bastards. So it's just do you know what? It's just so wild and wacky that it probably will happen. I am a fan of Lucas. I've been saying that, you know, as much as I love him now, if a big came in, it's time to go. But if he can convert to the right wing back, it's kind of what I was hoping to see from Bergwijn, in all honesty, last season. That was what I was hoping to. That's the most important thing down there. Vote for these boys to be the number one. I'm on a crusade to try and get them to third. And we've got to try and get them above the filth. We've got to try and get them above the filth. But going back to Lucas, maybe he can do it. But like Bob said, we've got to work on his creativity, his end product. That's something he really needs to work on. So if he could home in on that, then I think he could be wonderful at right wing back.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see what happens. I'll just take this from Pepe Nicholas. I mean, it's good that you're giving us a glimpse into your future, my man. Big yourself up. I'm glad that you can see what's coming your way with Lego Head in charge, Zero Trophy FC. And in fairness, I wouldn't be going around giving it the large, because most teams have taken the players that you guys want. Basuma, Lisandro Martinez to United. I mean, and the list goes on. So I wouldn't be out here giving it the big. And next season you'll be bottom half of the table. So hopefully you do enjoy that, my man. And it's great for you to put in your future and predicting it. It's brilliant. And then Toby Bartram says 3-5-2 formation next season. Gillis, Cam, what's your thoughts? Look, I'll kick this off, my man. For me, look, with the formation contemplated the other day, and it's the same again today. I think we more likely will use the same formation, but with the players we've brought in, it's good to have the option to be able to switch to a 3-5-2 or different formations against the likes of Brighton, Brentford last season, where we came unstuck. They'd done their homework on us. They knew exactly what formation we were going to play, and we came unstuck, and we could not change it from the bench. We had Winks on the bench. I mean, you can't change to a 3-5-2 and bring that guy in, because you may as well play with 10 men. So it's good that we now have the options to be able to do that and keep teams guessing. If we start with the 3-4-3, and then it's not working, you can switch to the 3-5-2. For Gilles Can, look, I've said this from day one. I believe Gil Messi can play there. I look at the guy, I see a lot of similar attributes to Lucas Moura, even from the last game against the K-League 11, where he was dropping into spaces. That goal by Rocket Boots, Dyer, left peg. Gil was the one that dropped in, done that 1-2 with Dyer, and he'd done a lot of that. So it'd be interesting to see what Gil can do. Be interested to see if Conte takes another look at him today as well. Toby. Bob, what's your thoughts on this, my man?
It's up to Hill, isn't it? He needs to make Conte take notice. He needs to make, we said about Lucas, same about Hill. When he comes on, make an effect. Get into Conte's thoughts. Get some more minutes today. Get some more minutes against Rangers and Roma. And become an option. It's up to the players, man. It's up to the players. We can see there's some form of potential there, but potential isn't. We're at the stage now where if you might be good enough, isn't good enough shouldn't be good enough for our team. You need to make a statement. You need to have a statement performance, a statement goal, statement assist, something to get into Conte's head. And if you've done that, we all want Hill to do that, then brilliant. But if he doesn't, then he won't be in his plan. Simple as that. It's up to Hill. It's up to Hill to put out some good performances, regardless of it being a friendly or not.
Yeah, spot on. Big up, Toby, my man. Really appreciate the support, brother. Absolute legend. And then Faz Radfar Daigle says, if we get in a decent centre-back and right wing-back, what is our minimum expectation?
Minimum for me is third in an FA Cup. A League Cup, okay, but FA Cup is what I really, really want if we have to get a domestic trophy. if we can get the centre back and the right wing back, I was saying to Brian Ireland yesterday. I think when I say third minimum, I think it needs to be third with being closer to second as opposed to third and closer to fourth. I really think Liverpool might be there for the taking. So yeah, minimum third, closer to second, and a domestic cup, preferably the FA for me. But if we get those two, it could be as high as second. In all honesty, I really think it could be.
Yeah. Yeah, look, it'd be interesting. Look, my minimum expectation going into every season is to win the league, Faz. But that doesn't always work out, as you can see, my man. But look, I think if we get a centre back, we've already got Jed Spence. I think if we can get Maddison over the line, which we're being rumoured with, which may I add, we've been linked. We were very interested in this guy when he was at Norwich at 2017. So I would say, the links. There's no smoke without fire. I definitely say we are 100% interested. And then Moondog says, "Come on, you Spurs. Good afternoon, lads. Dyer is a twat." I mean, Marlon, I'm going to pass this over to you because I get in trouble when I speak about Dyer. So, big up Moondog, though. Big up. Now, look, Dyer's not a twat. He's one of our own. He's just not great. That's what I would say, Moondog.
I think Moondog's just not happy that he scored.
Yeah, probably.
Moondog puts a bet on a weekly bet on Dyer score, doesn't he? And typically
that's why he's calling him actually. Yeah. All last season, he put a fiver on Dyer to score. And then the one game he doesn't do it, which is the preseason game, he puts one in with the left peg. That's why he's saying it. Big up, Dog. Hope you're keeping well, my man. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. And then we have Quinton Perry, and we'll start with you on this one, Marlon. What is the one thing you'd like to see or learn about our squad in this game? Great question, Quinton.
I'd like to see a plan B. Yeah, obviously we're going to play the 3-4-3, but as pointed out earlier, I'd love to see us go 3-5-2 at one point, and possibly, this might be a bit out there, put Kane as the cam and put Son and Richarlison as the front two. And the reason why I say that is because Kane likes to drop deep. Actually, let's physically put him there. Now we've got another centre forward like Richarlison. Let's try it. If the last 10 minutes of the game and we can't break him down and it's stuff like that, why not try Kane there? Why not just and put Son and Richarlison up top? Or that, and that's probably what I want to learn from today's game. Obviously, Hill's another one because it's against a Spanish opposition, and that's where he tends to do well. But yeah, we need to. I'd like to see Conte try and change a few things, probably mid-game, and see how we can try different things throughout the season. And it's just to learn, can we switch to a 4 possibly at the back and stuff like that, just in case we do need a plan B or plan C.
I love that. That's absolutely a good one. There are a lot of people in the chat saying they love that. Big up, Marlon. That's a good one. Bob, you have your
Yeah, I know what's coming.
Brian knows what's coming. Of course, Kane can do an amazing job in attacking midfield, the supporting striking role. But man, he is the best striker in the fucking world, man. There's no way I'm moving him back and losing that. Yeah, he might get us 20 goals. He might do that. Of course he will. But we're at that stage. We've got Conte in charge. We've got money there. There's no way I am going to be happy to see Kane move back to fill in a cam role when we should be going out and getting that cam. Kane might be, it probably will be, even if we get a cam in, probably be our best centre attacking midfield. But there's no way I'm moving the Don of strikers away from that front line and moving him back. Not in a million. I'd be not happy.
Yeah, would you not take it in a sense of, there was games last season where Kane just wasn't getting the ball at all. And
we didn't have a striker in there, don't we, Marlon?
Yeah, and we didn't have a striker, but now we've got your mate. I'm more thinking we've now actually got a centre forward. So actually, Richarlison can play that central role, and sometimes it can be that case of. I know what you guys are saying, but it's not. Kane doesn't perform every game, and sometimes we were relying on Son as well. But if they're not performing, why not try something?
Plan B later on in the game. Plan B later on in the game. If we need him to come back and have the attacking options and having 4 up front. Of course, when we're playing with that, yeah. But there's been a lot of talk about, we don't need
not starting him there. Yeah, There's a difference. I wouldn't
Well,
start him there because Kane is the best striker in the world. Let's be honest. You do not do that. But it was a case of, is there a plan B, plan C where we can try something like that?
I get you.
Yeah.
Marlon, what you've got to remember as well, last season, we didn't have plan A of a Perisic and maybe a Jed Spence bobbing forward.
Of course.
So there was no creativity, so Kane had to drop back and be the creativity. With Perisic going forward and being able to whip in the kind of crosses and quality he brings, you've got a Harry Kane, like I've said, that wants his golden boot back, that is leading England into a World Cup, that has the Tottenham goal scoring record and England record in his sights. He is going to want to be up top and smashing goals in left, right, and centre. I think if Harry Kane stays up front this season, he's going to have his, like for Tottenham, I think he's going to get his highest goal return for Tottenham.
But he did under Mourinho, he did still drop and he still managed to get the most
goals. Yeah,
still be the top goal scorer. So he naturally will do that, and he does it, and he likes to do it for England as well. So it's a case of, there might be a case for me. I think for Kane, I think the personal attributes might have to take a sidestep if he wants to do a team effort and win a trophy. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, the only thing you got to remember as well with this is, do you remember when Conte was at the Euros for 2020 or 2021 when he said if I was managing Kane, Kane would stay up top. And so it all depends. You got to remember, Kane will be hopefully being rested at games where he doesn't need and coming off to keep him sharp and ready for the game. So you know what? How wonderful is it? We get to speak like this, saying, right, we've got so many options now, as opposed to, oh my God, Kane can't get injured. It's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful time that we're in right now, where all these options are opening up to us, and we do have these different ways of play and different formations and styles we can play. It's a wonderful thing to be talking about.
And you know what?
Kulu can play there too. Kulu can play behind the striker if he needs to. So we've got options. You are completely right, Brian. It's a great thing for us to be speaking about for once, how many options we are having. And actually, Richarlison makes that happen because he can play left, right, and it makes other players able to now go in other positions where we didn't have that cover before. Absolutely spot on.
Ellie wants to know, are you Tottenham born and bred, Marlon?
I'm not born there, but yeah, I'm an East Londoner, so it was either West Ham or Spurs, and you know who I picked.
Big up, Ellie. Big up, Ellie. Thank God it's not them bubble merchants down the road. That's a relief, my man. But look, when it comes to me for Harry Kane, I think we should always start with him up front. That should always be the main aim. But depending on the game, needs must, if it's a case where we're struggling to get the ball to the forward line, then drop Kane back, get him on the ball and get him to start getting the ball to the forward line, because we all see the passing range he has. And I think for me, it'll come down to a needs must. But first and foremost, we should always start with Big H, king of the lane up front, because he is an absolute goal scorer. But it was interesting, the 202 days documentary where Conte did say he did instruct Kane that, it depended on Kane's feeling that he can drop back if needs be. So it'll be very interesting to see how he gets used this year with the signings that we've made. And look, maybe the last little note we'll touch on, guys, before we let everybody give their channel a plug, is Lamela starts today. We're Tottenham TV saying, watch your ankles, boys. I mean, guys, Lamela, Brian, what's your thoughts on Lamela? Are you glad to see him today?
I must admit, I am glad to see him. I was a big fan of him. I loved what he did and his love for Spurs. If anyone's watched the movie Meme Machine with Jason Statham and Vinnie Jones, I nicknamed him the monk from that video, because that's what he was. He was like, he's crazy. But you know what? As crazy as he's been, I don't think he's going to go as wild as he would against any other team. If it was a friendly against the Filth, I think he'd be going absolutely crazy. I just don't think he's going to want to. He's got such a love for Spurs. I think he may take it easy. I mean, you can't take it all out of him, but it's going to be good to see. Because if you look at it, we didn't get to say goodbye to him, did we? Because he just left. It was COVID. It was, whether you love him or not, he always wore his heart on his sleeve and gave everything for the club. Hampered by injuries, but it'd be nice to see him, and he'll get to see the Spurs fans in career. And probably have a wave and do bits. So it's going to be good to see him. Really good to see him.
Yeah, it really will. It really will. Everybody in the chat, there's loads of people saying, where can we watch the game? It is not on TV. It's Spurs Play or or bust unless you can find one of them dodgy links. But no need. We are Tottenham TV, boys. Sim does excellent commentary. Benji is there as well beside him doing all the antics. So they'll keep you updated of what's going on. But Bob, what's your thoughts on Lamela today, my man?
Lamela, you know,
You worried he could injure one of our players, actually. You worry he could injure somebody. He loves kicking people.
No. The best. I still remember the best thing Lamela ever did for Spurs was leave. I never rated him. I think he's probably one of the most overrated players we've ever had. Yeah, he tried hard, but that should come hand in hand. But when you play football, every time he scored a Rabona, he got a 3-year contract extension. But no, he never did it for us. It was, we're in this cycle where hopefully we're coming out where we overrate poor players. And he was poor, man. It's poor. The stats show it. He had injury problems. He couldn't get over the fact his dog passed away for God knows how long, and I'm not a dog owner. So please, before any hate comes my way, you're a professional fucking footballer, man.
Yeah, but 5 years is too long.
Yeah, exactly. So, no, I'm not worried. I'll probably tempting fate. He'll probably get a hat-trick today. But for me, never really rated him. I wasn't worried if he started or finished. The shit Hazard he brought to the squad, I do miss. Of course I do. But we've got that in Richarlison. The only difference is Richarlison, the footballer as well.
I love that. And sorry, guys, I got it wrong. It's actually Rez and Barry in the studio today, guys. Rez and Barry. Marlon, thoughts on Lamela, brother?
Glad he went, but there were certain games, when he did play, when he had a run in the team, he was okay. He wasn't spectacular, but he was okay. But the problem is he never had a run in the team long enough. So he just became someone just sitting in our treatment room making the physios money. So, I'm glad to see him today. He loves Spurs through and through. And, you got to love them players that love to stay at Spurs. But at the same time, I'm glad we've moved on. We got Hill in return. And at the moment, it's not looking like a great investment. But at the same time, we did kind of need to get rid of some of the dead wood. So, it's one of them things. But I'm glad to see him today. But am I glad he left? Yeah, probably. Let's be honest. He won't get in the team now still. So what's the point?
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on here, but I seem to be the ultra positive one at the moment. And that's quite alarming.
Hard, Brian. You're trying too hard.
Quite alarming.
I'm only messing. It's great to see, though, Brian. It's great to see that you don't have to take any of these stress tablets and now you can just be happy, Brian. That is very, very good to see because I did worry about your health, my man. I did. Look, Daigle, I mean, what's coming up on your channel, my man?
There's quite a bit coming up on Tottenham on Tour. We did an Ask Us Anything yesterday and another straight out of Conte. There's a load coming from us. It's going to be a big season for Tottenham on Tour. We've got new shows coming out, Matchday content, and a few new shows. Some are going to be pre-recorded, some are going to be live, but there's going to be a lot of fun and interactivity with all the subscribers. So come and find us on We Are Tottenham. Of course, on We Are Tottenham TV as well as Tottenham on Tour. I've just non-stop promote this blooming juggernaut that is We Are Tottenham TV. But you'll find me, Brian Ireland, Danny Kiriakou, at We Are Tottenham TV.
At Tottenham on Tour, he means. So
guys,
everybody, the link is in the chat. Simply click on it, get over and smash that subscribe button. Bob Spur, I mean, what's coming up on your channel, my man? It's that night, it's that day of the week, isn't it?
It is, man. 10:45 p.m. Saturday nights. Bob Spur TV in the wall. We're talking football in general, as well as Spurs transfer talk. Segment thumbs up, thumbs down. Where I'll be asking questions. The worst guess the footballer quiz ever. And, of course, a special show later on in the evening.
I love it.
Marlon's still recovering from that show.
Yeah, it's good. It is good. It's funny. Everybody simply click on the link, get over there and smash that subscribe button. Marlon, my man, I mean, where can people find you, brother?
Yeah, so I'm on 2 channels. I've got my own, which is a view from the South Stand. We do matchday reactions after games, so obviously nothing will be happening until Southampton. We usually record on the day of the game between 7:30 and 8:30. And also you'll find me on the Hotspur Hood. That's the other channel that you'll usually find me on. That's where I'm a guest, and I host some other shows on that as well. So yeah, those are the 2 channels if you want to find me.
No, absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. And guys, everyone get over and smash the subscribe button for Marlon. It's been an absolutely brilliant addition to the panel today. So big up, Marlon. Really appreciate you, brother. Absolutely love that. And guys, you can find me over at the Irish Hotspur. Yeah, I just do a lot of Spurs content, basically. I love hosting as well. I'm just going to grab the link and throw it in here if anybody does like what I have to say. Judging by the reaction, a lot of people don't like what I have to say on certain individuals, so I might not get any over. But guys, if you do like what I do have to say, even if you just think I'm a bit of an idiot and you find me funny, just get over there and smash the subscribe button. That would be absolutely awesome. And then here is my link here in the chat as well, guys. So simply just get over and smash the subscribe button over on the Irish Hotspur, on Bob Spur TV, on Tottenham Away, and a few from the South Stand as well. That would be absolutely amazing. Hopefully you guys are really enjoying these pre-match build-ups. But before we go, guys, if everybody could get over and vote for We Are Tottenham TV for the best channel on YouTube. Yeah. There is the link there. If you could just get on it, smash that subscribe button. That would be absolutely awesome, and the boys would be very, very thankful. You know, let's beat the Gooners on this one, so that would be awesome if everyone could do that. But, guys, we will leave it there. We are going to end off because the boys, Rez and Barry, will be starting that watch-along. So hopefully you are enjoying lots of these. Keep getting your comments in below the video. Make sure they are nice, and keep smashing that like button. Keep smashing the subscribe button over here on We Are Tottenham TV, and we will see you back here for the next game. As always, come on, you Spurs.
Big up the NHS.